in a kingdom painted with morning glories and dew-kissed roses, lived a princess named Alara. She wasn't your typical princess who dreamed of balls and princes. Alara's heart belonged to the garden, to the tiny, often overlooked creatures that called it home. Her dearest friend was a small, glistening slug named Sylvan. While others saw a slimy pest, Alara saw a knight in shining, mucosal armor. Sylvan wasn't fast, but he was wise. He knew the secrets of the earth, the language of the leaves, and the rhythm of the rain. Every morning, Alara would find him on her favorite rosebush, and he would share tales of the garden's nocturnal life. The secret meetings of fireflies, the quiet march of the ants. One day, a terrible blight fell upon the kingdom's royal gardens. The roses drooped, their petals turning a sorrowful brown. The leaves withered, and the vibrant colors of the kingdom began to fade into a dull gray. The royal botanists were baffled. Potions were mixed, ancient remedies were tried, but nothing worked. The king was heartbroken, for the garden was a living tribute to his late queen. Seeing the sadness in Alara's eyes, Sylvan knew he had to do something. He remembered an old tale, passed down through generations of slugs, about the moon petal flower. It was a legendary bloom that only opened under the light of a blue moon and held the power to cure any plant ailment. But it grew in the treacherous Whispering Woods, a place no human had dared to enter for centuries. That night, as the castle slept, Sylvan began his journey. It was a monumental quest for a tiny slug. A single garden path was a vast highway, a fallen twig an impassable mountain. But he was determined! He navigated by the stars reflected in dewdrops and followed the scent of damp earth. He met cautious beetles who offered him shelter under their leaves, and wise old earthworms who pointed him in the right direction. Each step, or rather, each slide, was an act of courage. Meanwhile, Princess Alara was worried sick. Sylvan was gone. She searched every rosebush, every damp corner, calling his name until her voice was hoarse. Days turned into a week. Hope began to dwindle in the kingdom, and in Alara's heart. She spent her days by the wilting roses, a silent vigil for her garden and her lost friend. Finally, the night of the blue moon arrived. Deep within the Whispering Woods, Sylvan found it. A single, luminous flower, its petals glowing with a soft, ethereal light. It was the moon petal. With all his might, he nudged a single, glowing petal from its stem. Now came the even harder part. The journey back. He carefully carried the precious petal on his back, a beacon of hope in the darkness. He arrived at the castle just as the first rays of dawn touched the highest tower. He was exhausted, his body weary, but his spirit was strong. He made his way to the royal rosebush, where he found Alara, asleep on a bench, tears still damp on her cheeks. He gently nudged her hand. Alara awoke with a start, her eyes widening in disbelief and joy. "Sylvan, you're back," she whispered, scooping him gently into her hands. Then she saw the glowing petal. Understanding dawned on her face. Following Sylvan's silent guidance, she placed the petal into the soil at the base of the central rosebush. A soft light pulsed from the ground, spreading through the roots, up the stems, and into every leaf and flower. The brown faded, replaced by vibrant green. The roses lifted their heads, their petals unfurling in brilliant shades of crimson and pink. The blight was gone. The garden was alive again. From that day on, Sylvan was no longer just the princess's secret friend. He was hailed as the hero of the garden, a tiny knight whose slow and steady courage saved the kingdom's heart. And Princess Alara would often tell the story, reminding everyone that true strength and friendship can be found in the most unexpected of creatures. It's a gentle reminder that even the smallest among us can make the biggest difference. Thanks for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe for more tales from our little corner of the world. See you next time.